Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there, Cousins to Thielen, 46 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
Topper!
Yellow!
Here's Cousins. Now he steps away. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Blue draw Corkers.
On second down, it's Cook. And able to work his way down to the 16. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders 16.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
I got you, son.
Cousins from the gun on third. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his third touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
At the 35-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. It'll be a loss of 1, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's complete to Richard, the running back. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. Well, that right there is what Jalen Richard can bring to this offense. I mean, last year, yes, he had 55 carries, but they used him more as a receiver. He had 68 catches in 2018, which was tied for the team lead. Really adds a nice element to the backfield for Derek Carr and company. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ringo 48.
Check 13.
Hey, no, easy. Hey, foxtrot. Wide.
A first down throw for Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Quaker Omaha. Through.
Under 10.
Now Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more on that one and another first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Check down, 81. Single.
Ringo.
Save.
150.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Toward the pylon, caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Well, they got the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Ready?
93.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Hey, seam 6.
Watch the screen.
To throw his car. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A gain there of 21 yards. First 9 seasons in the league for Brown were, of course, in Pittsburgh. Last year, though, growing concerns of his dissatisfaction in his role with the Steelers and the quibbles with Ben Roethlisberger. So he ends up being traded to the Raiders in March. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight years of at least 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Not a bad stretch. What a talent for Derek Carr to have on his side.
Express.
Mike 54.
White Monday.
I'm here all day. Check 24.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, D. Express. That's it. Later one.
On first down, Richard. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Carr. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this belongs to the Vikings.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Mike,
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go, D.
Hey, get.
Come again.
1, 2.
Check 50.
Wait, hot.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The hot. 180.
Check. Watch 54. Time to go. Night.
2. Gun.
On me.
Leave it. Bring up 48. Wait, the hot.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And complete right side to Cook.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
X3. 218. Chopper. Run out.
Rush in. Kill.
Play fake. Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now 21-0.
21. Raiders nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Carr to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. 39 yards there, a big one. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Hold on.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
White.
Carr going option right. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's a party now. Raider 1. Check 9. 61. Matchbox lights.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And avoids the contact by sliding. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
At the 32-yard line.
Check 637. 58. Orbit.
Strip that ball. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Carr. Over the middle here to Brown. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Raiders.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check 49. Check 49. Raider 9. Hey, Alpha.
Carr now on 1st down. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jalen Richard, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Vikings 21, Raiders 7. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Protein fill.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Hey, 382, left 50. What's that?
To throw, Cousins. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile.
Watch the swipe Monday down.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He's got room to run past the 20. Cuts back right. And the cutback to the sideline. And he will finally go out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10, clear on the other side of the field.
Express.
Shotgun now for Carr. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Carr now 10 of 10 to start the game. How about that? As he comes up on a 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. This is caught, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Check.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Now Carr. And this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, flip him. Where's your hard?
Throwing, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Kill. Express.
Carr now to throw. It's a screen to Richard. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First down, Raiders.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Carr now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
You can't stop me. Pilot, 64, weak. You're mine.
Check Mike 54.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Play action. Now it's called. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
He's checking.
Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Maurice Hurst busting through to get him for a loss of 6. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Oh, you got D? Mike, check, 59.
Listen to me.
Stop your whining. Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Check. 48.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Give me that ball.
Bravo.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
Quaker Omaha.
Let's get this.
6-6. Bullet high.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Max Crosby brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The 1st sack of his NFL career. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
He's cracked.
Here's Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Max Crosby in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
It's now 3rd down.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And that is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of...
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
6-18.
Check, Mike.
Hey, Haywood.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To throw again. Carr. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Throwing is Cousins. It's caught on the right side at Smith. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
First.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Hey, Charlie.
I'm coming after you. Mike's 50.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. It's brought in by Jackson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal.
Hey, exit.
It's our field. It's our field.
Again, it's Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike 54. Watch the pass. Check.
White Monday.
In his own end zone, it's Carr. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll increase their lead to 28. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Carr. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Watch 55. You get blocked, me. You get blocked.
Yellow.
They go play action here on 1st down. And complete right side to Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Carr will try it again on second down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 27 yards there, a first down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
And those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They got a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Carr. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Brown. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Jahan, where are you?
Come on, D. Check 52.
Lucky distance. 80 weapon. Wait, Jahan,
They'll run on 1st down. Cook, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeout in order to get the ball back.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
218, chopper.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 76 yards. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. It's taken inside his own 40. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down when they're that backed up. You've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
First down, Raiders.
White Monday down.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
61, matchbox lights.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Carr going to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D.
Hey, 734.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
Hey, Zeus.
You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
One final try now for Carr. And he's going to go down again. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.